Hello and welcome to another edition of the Bad Poker Podcast. I'm Chris Bean and I'm with my colleague Dom Clementon.
Hello!
And today we are joined by the voice of British poker himself, Phil the Tower Healed. Phil, how are you doing?
Yeah, good evening, guys. Yeah, all good. All good. Currently in a hotel room in London.
Cool.
That's where you got me this week.
And of course, it's the grand final of the Vic this week. Expecting
Yeah.
a massive turnout for the main event.
Yeah. Obviously, coming out of COVID and what have you, the numbers were absolutely mental, and it's calmed down a little bit because now everybody can play absolutely everywhere. But it's always busy down in London. You could have a Tiddlywinks comp and there'd be 500 runners. You know, it's just London's just London, isn't it? And people just come and play. So yeah, numbers will be great as always. Obviously, we're like just got here. We've done 3 days streaming already, and just got a couple of days off now, which is why I'm sat cosily in my room with eating on and got the curtains shut because it's not the greatest outside.
And it's been quite a busy couple of months here because you've had GUKPT Blackpool and you're also in Ireland as well. How was Blackpool and was the Cav Cup as raucous as it normally is?
Blackpool's great because Blackpool's like still from back in the day when people turned up at the first day and they don't leave till the last. It's always been classed as the party stop of the year, the festival when everybody turns up. It's cheap and cheerful in Blackpool, as everybody knows. You can get a week in Blackpool for a one. You can't even get a night in London for that. You know what I mean? So people still recognise Blackpool as being like the party town and party festival. The feeling is great.
Definitely on my list.
It's great because it's literally just out of season when the festival's there, because obviously back in the day it used to be the old Northern Lights before the GUKPT started, and that was exactly the same. It was cheap and cheerful, just out of season. Rooms are getting a lot cheaper than they were when they were in season, and they've just carried it through. So London, Blackpool's always fantastic, and obviously first weekend having the Cav Cup, the charity event that we do, raised another 9,200 for charity.
That's amazing.
Nice.
You've been to the Stockton one, Chris, and you've enjoyed the same kind of thing. Like the Cav Cup, the one in Stockton for CT from CT Law, and then the Joker's Wild at Goliath. They're all three are connected by doing exactly the same kind of thing, playing music, having a good time, and raising money for charity. So 3 that we do during the year, we end up raising quite a lot of money for charity. So yeah, they're really good, and obviously just one of those times where it was literally week to week to week to week. It just happens like that sometimes. Sometimes you get a couple of weeks off, but other times you're just back to back, and that's where we are now. We're on the 5th weekend, heading towards the 5th weekend of 5. So
You did
busy.
did the IPO, didn't you, recently?
We did, yeah. Did the IPO over in Dublin. We know Nick O'Hara really well. And,
top man.
And the guys, he's a real, obviously top. He's a top dude. He's like the best in the business at what he does. And obviously with the Irish Open as well, the connections there. We did with Brian Lannon. We did the deep stack that was on in February. We did that a couple of times, and then they got the IPO involved. And then we've done the IPO 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, I love that stock. It's one of my favourites.
It's the only festival of the year where you have a comp starting at midnight, and it's basically my skill level because it's all in every hand and see who wins. That's kind of that's the kind, but it's still 70 runners.
Yeah,
It's bonkers.
Yeah.
Midnight, 70 runners, winner takes all. There's your 700 quid. Thank you very much. It's great. Great stops. They are fantastic stops. So nice to be with IPO, and obviously now involved with the Irish Open as well. So getting over to Dublin a couple of times and different stops. Yeah, really good.
Yeah. And you mentioned playing there, and you had one of your biggest talents of your career this year, playing in the World Series, the poker main event. All the Grosvenor viewers.
Yes.
How was that? How was the experience playing in the WSOP?
It was mad how it all came about. It really was. As you know, Jay, who I sit with, best analyst in the game, he fries his brain sometimes with some of the analysis he does, and he needs a breather and what have you. But he's a top-notch guy. And then all of a sudden, we're on the live stream, and you've obviously watched the live stream before, and we deviate away from poker every now and again, and we have Tower Straddle on the Saturday with football and whatever. It's hard to do a 12-hour live stream without deviating from. If you talked about poker for the amount of time that we stream, it'd be absolutely impossible. So we end up chatting about this. He says, "I've got a great idea." He says, "We'll get you playing the World Series next year." I said, "Yeah, whatever." And then obviously there were talks in the background, and they said, "Look, we could actually make this happen." He says, "If we did it properly, and PK's there who does absolutely everything that we ask of him, he does literally everything. He collected all the money. We put it out there. We got it okayed by the bosses. The compliance had to come through, and it all got okayed. And they said, look, you had to sign this just in case I ran off with a 10K because it'd be the biggest cash that I'd ever have." And so it was just, and it just literally took off. And within 4 hours, we'd sold out. And it was literally 70. It was literally 75, 1% from all the viewers. They literally said, "Count me in, count me in." We ticked them off. PK got in touch with everybody, and within about, so I think it was about 2 weeks before we went out to Vegas, all the money was collected, and we were off with the buying for the World Series and the biggest comp in the world, obviously. Madness at it went. Absolutely madness at it. Just took off, and Jay just sat there and said, "Tell you we'd get it done," and we did it in 4 hours. Crazy.
That's mad. Yeah, that is mad.
How was it? How was it at the tables at Las Vegas?
Brilliant. Yeah, it's obviously a little bit different because I never played the 10K. Played a couple of events out there. I played the seniors before, and I played the mini. Courtesy of Grosvenor, because I got the award a couple of years ago. So they stuck me in the mini, and I cashed in that, which was great. Really enjoyed that. But the main's just completely different because I'd only got a short period of time to go to Vegas this year. So I try and get out for like a month and just chill out. I'm on the rail for everybody else. That's what I do. I love being on the rail for everybody else who's winning, who's good at the game. And it was my turn. So I got a couple of days to relax, and then you're thinking about it, and it gets closer and closer. I'm playing World Series tomorrow. It's like, get quite excited. And played yeah, absolutely. It was just unbelievable. So I'm chatting to a couple of people, and we're doing a few videos on the build up to it all. Did a video of the buying. I got $10,000 in cash and went up to the cage. Then they wouldn't let you film while you're handing over $10,000 or anything like that. So you got to comply with what they don't want you to do. So so did a few videos and followed a little story on Grosvenor socials. Then we put them on our socials, which is Cardroom Directs, because that's who we actually work for, because Andy Booth, who does all the live streaming. So we did them on both pages, and people were following them, and they were following them religiously. And if I'd have known that they were going to be that popular, I might have done a few more, but I did one like at every break kind of thing. And luckily I did 3 days. Unfortunately, I didn't do 4 because that's when the money was. But it was 3. Well, it's second level, because there were 2-hour levels, aren't they, in the World Series? And I was second level, third level of day 3. And if you think of it in time wise, it was 4th day, first level. So I was like 3 levels away from the money, which in effect was like 600 people, just over 700 people.
Yeah.
So, and then when you think, no, that's miles away, but actually it's 3 levels.
Yeah.
And then when you get the story of the guy that won it on Mizraki, he was down to 2.5 big blinds before he was all in.
Yeah. 2.5
big blinds, and I'm like, I'm feeling bad because I pushed for 7. But you think 7, if you're in your local comp, 7 big blinds, you're not even there. They've gone in already. But the actual game itself means you can do that because you can sit there. And nobody cares that you don't play a hand. It's one of those where if you sat in your local game and you don't play a hand, as soon as you put a chip in, it's like, oh my God, he's in the pot. He must have aces. It is, isn't it? It's
true.
If you're in your local comp and you do that and you don't play a hand for a couple of orbits and then you say raise, oh my God, it's aces, it's kings, or something like that. And the World Series, everybody's doing exactly the same, like literally doing exactly the same. So nobody cares, and it seemed to play into my advantage that I was lucky that I was never in a situation. I never got unlucky. I didn't have a bad beat. Like, you can't really say that in a game of poker. Maybe it's just the way I played, but I just didn't have a bad beat. I was behind when I was all in, and I was only all in twice ever, and once was with Queer. I was actually the end of day 2, and I've got Ike Axton straight across from me. He's face master. I know. So I moved tables. Obviously, we're in the Paris, and then you get your little bag, and then you wander through all the way through to the horseshoe, when you get security with guns and all that malarkey, just in case you're going to run off with fake chips. Right, spend them somewhere, spend them off at bar or something like that. I don't know what they're expecting you to do with them, but you get into there. And I go into horseshoe, and I get into the main room, and it's in the room with the feature table, and Ike Axton and Doug Polk's on the table to the right. And I thought, this is getting a bit serious, this. And like, you're looking around and you're seeing all the faces that you recognise. See, I don't recognise a lot of the Americans because I don't watch a lot of Hustler or anything like that, or any big programs. But I recognise a few when I'm start staring into Ike Axton's eyeballs, and he's like, and I ended up going all in at the end of the day 2 queens. I got called in 2 spots. Anyway, I flopped a boat basically. So that was nice. And then he just pulled his mask down. He went, "Nice hand, kid. I'll put it back in again." I Captain spoke to me. I think he said, "Nice hand, kid. Well played," or something like that. I got queens, and it come queen 7-7 or something like that, and that was me done, like, so it weren't too bad. But it was an experience that, because I didn't get unlucky, I didn't have a bad beat, I weren't walking away from the table. I'd had my aces bust and I was out when I was like shocked, and I'd have been upset. I'd have been more upset if that had happened.
Yeah.
Especially the first time. And it weren't as if I was playing scared or I was playing, because obviously I've got 75 people that's got 1%.
Yeah.
And it's still in your head that you don't want to let anybody down. But everybody's saying, don't bother about that, just play your own game and you'll just be as tight as you want and just crack on. And it worked for 3.5 days. It was just unlucky that right at the end I just ran into, I had King Jack of Hearts, I had 7 bigs, I'm in the cut off. And I thought, well, this is it, 7 bigs, I can make the blinds, I've got a decent hand. And he woke up with ace king. And that was it. And the guy outside of me, I played with him like a lot of the time. Before we even moved tables, I think I played with him on day 1. And he says, "Oh, great playing with you, so we really enjoyed it. I know you're your first time, blah, blah, blah." You're doing little videos and all that. And he asked me about what we did and stuff like that. And I think he actually tuned into the first one we did after. But when we come home, we did London straight after, because it was their refurb opening. And I think he tuned in and just said hello, kind of thing. So it was quite nice.
Cool. Excellent.
So yeah, good memories, but unfortunately just bust before the money, kind of thing. If you can say 600s just before the money.
Well, if there's one tournament you could say 600s just before the money, it's that one.
Yeah, that's when there's 10,000 runners, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, really.
How did you fall into the gig, Phil, with working with Grosvenor? Is it something that just opened up to you, or is it something that you always had you and I on?
I think it was when Chris was in nappies. Right. It's 2000, and I moved to Blackpool in 2004. And I went to Vegas for the first time in 2004. That was my first ever gig. First ever trip to Vegas was 2004. And it was when the World Series was still at Binions. And it was the last ever year that it was at Binions. Didn't know that at the time, obviously. But then we were going to move it to the Rio because everything was just getting so big. So we were in, I moved to Blackpool, went to Vegas, and they got the local comps. They got the £10 rebuys and £30 freeze outs and all that, and you had to be there at 8 o'clock. So if you didn't get there, if you're there at 5 past 8, you couldn't get a game. There were no late reg, there were no late entries, there were no re-entries. There was a freeze out, and if you weren't there, you weren't there. Like, can I come in at 5 past 8? No, it's started. Well, can I not play? Well, no, you're not in for a beginning. So obviously, and it was like, I went over initially to Blackpool to DJ. And I'd been DJing part-time because I'm originally from Rotherham, which is South Yorkshire. And I was driving wagons, and literally the story was, I lost my wife in 2002, I was 34. She died of cancer. I wanted a career change. I wanted to move, and I told the family I'm going over to Blackpool to see if I can get some DJ work and go and enjoy myself. So that's what I did. So got over, registered with all these agencies as you do, and then started going into casinos. They got 2 casinos. They got the Castle in Blackpool, which is a Gentings, and then they got the Grosvenor, which was where the GUKPT is now. Started playing, and then suddenly I was sat in the Castle one day, and we were playing a £30 freeze out or whatever it was at the time, and we're playing. He says, "What final table?" I says, "I know." He says, if you register to this website, which was a World of Poker at the time. He said, if you register with these, he says, when your results are on tape, you can show everybody your final table and tell you exactly how much you've won. I thought, bloody hell, that's good. Get my name on the laptop. So anyway, I logged in. I came third or fourth or whatever it were, got about 500 quid or whatever it were. Morning after, my name's in like, so there you go, look at this cash for 500 quid on this website to tell you all about it. And don't forget, this is pre-Facebook, this is pre-Twitter, this is pre-social media entirely.
Yeah, I remember social media.
Yeah, social media didn't exist. And the only way you found about anything in the poker world was to log into Blonde or to a World of Poker, which were the 2 biggest by miles.
Yeah.
And then there were obviously Poker Lounge and Punters Lounge and God knows what. There were Bad Beat This and all that. And there must have been about 10 to 12 different forums at the time, and the money was just thrown at you because all the bookies, Ladbrokes, Littlewoods, William Hills, Corals, everybody wanted to be involved.
Yeah.
So all the forums basically became the place to be. So I got involved with this, and then I got my nickname. That's literally where I got my nickname from. It was nothing special, nothing exciting. Mark who ran it, he says to me, when you log in, you're going to need a username. I said, what's one of them? He says, well, I did, honestly. I said, what's one of them? He says, well, don't put your real name on the forum. I says, put a nickname on so everybody will know your nickname. So I thought, well, I just moved to Blackpool. I'm a bit tall. I said, I'll call myself the Tower. And that's literally how it came about. So nice. I stuck in the Tower, in the forum. Nobody had taken it. So I went in, then I signed on to another one, and it was usually the same one. And then, of course, the close-knit poker fraternity, everybody started to remember your name. So when you posted on Blonde or when you posted on Punter's Lounge or whatever it were, and then AWOP, then you started to get a little bit of a name for seeing different people, same people who were chatting away, and you knew that all the different characters and who they were. And then you go out one night and then say, oh, you're the Tower. So I do know. This is what I've been chatting away like, and I know it's you. And then you'd get into know different people by the nicknames. And then for a few years, you only called them the nicknames. And I still get it now. Like, somebody bought 1% of me for the World Series this year. And he sent us all a message. He says, how do I even follow the Tower when we get on social media? Because I don't know his name. So, like, somebody's put faith in me by buying 1% for World Series, got no idea what my name is apart from the tower. And that was it. So, honestly, it's crackers. It's crackers. So the tower stuck. So we ended up doing a bits and bats. And in 2006, tell me if this is a bit long-winded, like, but it's how it all started, really. 2006 is when a World of Poker we started. They wanted a frontman for something called the Internet Corner on a TV program. And Mark says, I've got this great idea. So Mark and Alistair were the owners of A1. Says, I've got a great idea. We're going to go to Birmingham. We're going to film for Sky Poker, and we're going to do this thing called Internet Corner. And because you're a bit loud, you're a bit brash, you're a bit got a little bit about you, and you're a bit of charisma. We want somebody to film this thing called Internet Corner, and we're going to film two people playing against each other on laptops, and we're going to have a battle with a professional player and somebody who wins a quiz on on the website, and he gets to go to Birmingham and he gets a chance to win some money. So yeah, I'll do that. So he goes down to Birmingham. He does these eight programs, and there was a guy called you know about Malcolm Harwood, The Rock.
Oh yeah, I remember from late night poker.
Blast from the past, old Malcolm. He was co-presenter with a woman who you'll both know if you watch football, because the co-presenter of our 8 programs that we did with Sky was Lindsay Horn.
All right.
And Lindsay Horn is TNT's sports person who stands on the pitch before every match on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And it was her first job straight out of college and university. She wanted to get into TV, and Malcolm knew her, and she got invited, and we did 8 programs with her. And then obviously she's gone on to bigger and better things. And we did 8 programs, and then it just completely changed because 2007 is when the GUKPT was born. And then everything was just totally different because it was on Channel 4. So we didn't do TV programs. And then in 2008, Nuts TV was founded, and we started doing little videos, little clips of videos, because we knew then that everybody wanted to see what was happening there and then. They didn't want to wait 6 months to watch a poker program.
Yeah.
If there are tournaments on last Saturday, we'd like to see some video clips of it while it's happening and find out who's won it by the time it's been won. And that's just the way it all changed. And it went on from there. We did that for 4 years, went all over the world doing that kind of thing. And the forums were still big, and they're all still massive, really. But I really got into literally got into it. I was DJing at the time. I was doing all kinds of gigs. I used to be I was a presenter on radio, doing radio and doing all kinds of bloody weddings and bar mitzvahs and chuffing funerals and all sorts. Anybody who wanted a DJ, I was your man. So, and they just wanted somebody to front a TV program, so I did it, and then it just changed into like little clips because the internet was getting bigger, and it literally took over, as we all know.
So you've been with them right from the start, then, basically, GUKPT.
I am doing the grand final this week, and we're just on the first weekend of the grand final, and this is the end of season 19.
Wow.
And as of now, unless something happens before Wednesday, I have never ever missed a leg since 2007 when it started in January in Bolton.
Wow, that's insane. Fair play.
Never missed a leg.
Be careful. Look both ways when you're crossing the road tomorrow, won't you?
Where's Tower? So yeah, I got a little bonus a couple of years ago. They fetched me out. We were in Luton actually, and they fetched me out. It's 150 live events. I think it was 3 years ago now. 150 live main events. And they shouted me through, and I thought we were going to do an interview. It was really funny actually, because Andy's my boss, Andy Booth, who owns Cardroom Direct, and PK stood there, who's been with us every year apart from the first year. He's been here like 18 season. He's done 18 seasons, and because nobody sees him on TV and nobody sees him with a mic in his hand, they don't think of anything like that. But PK's been there apart from like first 8 or 9 main events, so he only missed a season. So and they shouted me out, "Come here, Towers, we've got to interview somebody." Anyway, they're all coming through. All players do. We don't interview players when they're sat at the tables. Yeah, I'm going to say. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, come in with a bit of attention, please. And they said, there's only one person that's ever done every single main event while we've been here. And obviously then I realised it was me. So I got all card rooms standing up and round of applause and all that. And that's when they bought. I got a trophy that said 150 not out. And which was quite nice. And then they took me to Vegas, and that's when I played the mini. They brought me into the mini as a thank you kind of thing.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, so as of now, end of season 19, and luckily, fingers crossed, been lucky. But obviously we missed a couple of 18 months of COVID and what have you, but we still carried on, and yeah, I'm quite lucky that. As of now, coming up to the end last week of season 19, I've still never missed a main event. So, some feat is that, I think.
Yeah. Should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Being lucky, I've had a few coughs and colds. That's about it, which is nice.
And which is remarkable because we all know casinos are just little rooms full of germs, which is just get sick all the time.
Everybody, when we came out of lockdown and you went into a card room and they got all these, when you first came out, they got the plastic protectors and all that, and then they removed all them, and then it was like, oh, he's ill, and it's still the same, isn't it? It's like people, and even now after everything we went through, you walk into a card room with somebody's coughing and spluttering, he said, "Oh, it's all right, it's only a bit cold." So tomorrow everybody's got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nobody thinks of it. Nobody thinks of it like that anymore. It's just one of them things that you can widget politics of it all if you want to, but we'll not bother with that because it's just stupid. But it happened, and we came out of it, and luckily, a lot of us are still here to. In fact, who did I see for the first time? I don't know whether it was a right or wrong thing to say. I can't remember it. Oh, no. I should have started this story before if I remembered his name. An old fella. An old fella, and it was in Luton. Was it in Luton? Luton, must have been Luton. And I'd not seen him for years. And I literally walked up to him. It might have been Joe Gress. No, it weren't Joe Gress. Anyway, it was an old player that I got on with and I really liked. And I just looked at him. Chuffing hell, COVID didn't get you. An whole table just erupted like. He said, "You can't say that." I said, "No, he's all right, just you know, you can have a laugh and a joke with, don't you?"
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, 19 years.
But speaking of laughing at joke, we all worked together at the Irish Open this year, and
I know what's coming now. Dom
made his Dom made his first appearance in front of the camera, and he was covering the Deaf Championship. Can you remind everyone, Dom, what the question you first asked the Deaf champion?
We're here at the Irish Open, powered by PokerStars and Paddy Power, and we're joined by the winner of the Irish Open Deaf Championship, Stani Huang. Did I pronounce that correctly?
That's me.
Good, that's you.
That's me.
Yeah, well, I this is literally my first time in front of camera, and might well be my last, I guess. But Stani Huang, his name was. Stani's quite an unusual sounding name, and I wasn't quite sure if I'd said it right. And I turned around and through the interpreter, I said, "Did I pronounce that correctly?" to the winner of the Deaf Championship. Yeah, not my finest hour.
Was that the night after you'd had a singing a dance and you got yourself absolutely trolleyed?
It could have been, yeah. That's we'll blame that.
But that's how good this job is.
Yes.
You can do your job. You can go and have a good night, and you can get up in the morning, and everybody looks like shit, and you're like, yeah, this is the Irish Open. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't my first cock up, and it won't be my last.
Absolutely not. You keep interviewing them all. You keep plugging away. We were chuckling away when we heard it. That's all we can say.
Yeah, you and everybody else there.
Yeah. So, are you planning to go to the Irish Open again in 26?
I have been invited to be host again.
Excellent.
And I've already agreed to it. The dates came out about a month ago.
Yeah.
It might even be a bit longer, actually. The dates came out, then the schedule came out. And I text Jay. I've got Paul O'Reilly. I knew Paul before I actually worked the Irish Open. I actually first worked the Irish Open in 2008, 2009, and 2010 with AWOP doing the videos. And I'm not going to name drop, but I interviewed Doyle Brunson.
Sounds like an angel.
You know, but yeah, I'll just say. But I interviewed Doyle Brunson at the Irish Open in 2009. In 2009, when we were in the videos for Nuts TV and AWOP back in the day before live streaming became a thing, and all the Yanks were over there, so we did. I must have done 10 or 15 like famous Americans, and then I've been over to the Irish Open just about every year. Probably I missed a couple, like just going over. Never played a main event. Always played side events. Always stood at the bar, as you do. And Laura was stepping away from presenting poker. Laura Cornelius and Paul O'Reilly were chatting to JP, and JP became both co-owners of the Irish Open, and they were on about who could they get to front it. And Paul O'Reilly says, "Well, why don't we just ask Tyler? So surely he'll come across if he's free." So I got a message last year, and this is, "Are you free on the Irish Open?" So if there's one event you don't clash with, it's the Irish Open.
Yeah.
You don't clash with it because it's so popular. There's Brits over there. There's half of Brits who play poker go over to the Irish Open, and you're making it bigger and bigger every year, and it's getting better and better every year. And it was like last year, it was the first time it was 12 days. And he said, would you do Laura's job and be host of the Irish Open? So I said, I'm absolutely delighted. So that's my boss, Andy. And then asked Jim.
Yes, quick enough.
Absolutely. I said, obviously I need to okay. We're not going to clash with anything. I know we don't, because I know we don't clash with that because it's stupid to clash. So I asked them both. He said, yeah, congratulations. I went over, did all the videos, did loads of social media, as you know. That was the first time I hosted it. And then the announcement came out for the dates, and then the schedule came out. Then I saw the schedule. So I text Paul O'Reilly. I said, I thought you were going to stop JP with the amount of events. I said, he's going to he's like 20 more events than he were last year. He went, I know. He says, you have no idea how many times I tried to stop him going from 70 to 80 to 90. He says he's something like 97 now. He said, I can't believe it. He said, but would you like to do the same job again? So, as I do, I asked my boss, Andy, I asked Jim, I said, we're not clashing, are we? So I've just been asked if one of us the Irish Open 2026. Is it all right to put it in my diary? He says, congratulations, get on with it. So, yes, I will be there again next year hosting. I will leave the Deaf Championships to you, Dom. Don't worry about
that. Yeah, I can't wait. They've got quite a few, actually. They've got at least 3 different tournaments. And I did hear that they were trying to get a cash table for the deaf players as well with a signing dealer. I don't know if that's come off, but they've certainly expanded it. It's like a mini festival of their own. So yeah, I'll definitely be getting involved with that.
When you can incorporate just about every single person that plays, it just shows you what kind of festival it actually is.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It is, and it's special. And they got the accolade last year for the standalone event in the world, so they got the trophies. And they're not doing the GPI. They're not doing the GPIs anymore.
No. So we can't win best podcast, unfortunately.
Well, I was nominated for best live stream for 4 years and never made it to day. I never made it to round 2. But I was there. I was there for the last 4 years. But,
oh, nice.
That was
nice. Yeah, hopefully someone else will pick it up. But sounds like it's a bit of a thankless task. It's a lot of work, and nobody likes your decisions. And you need to find someone who's kind of not biased in any way. You can't really have one of them operators running it. So
no.
I did hear someone mention that GTO Wizard might be a possible host of it, but it would be a shame if nothing like that happened again.
Yeah, we had one, back in we had the first season of the GUKPT, which was televised on Channel 4, and at the end of the last event, which was London, they had a party. It was like a players' party. They only ever had one. And they had it on the Monday night as everything finished on the Sunday. So everybody stayed over and nobody cared about staying over. It cost us nothing. It was £20 a night staying in London back in 2009. Wow. Not 250 like it is now. So we all went out and there were I think there must have been about 200, 250 people at this party. It was great. And they had all these awards and they had best this and best that and best this and best other. But they only ever did one. And that was it. I didn't win out there either, but I weren't really involved. Because obviously in 2007 it was on Channel 4 for the year, so we were in the background blogging. So we were upstairs because you couldn't blog on the gaming floor. You weren't allowed.
Oh really?
It was illegal.
Really?
It was illegal to have a laptop on a gaming floor.
That must have been hard.
We were upstairs.
How'd you
in
do
every
that then? Someone over there's one hand.
In every casino, we were upstairs, out of the way. You weren't allowed a laptop or a computer on the gaming floor. You had to write it down. You had to blog the hand, write it down, run upstairs, type it on, stick it on your forum, back down you go.
Wow. It's one way of keeping fit, I guess.
And that was before you even thought about counting your steps. Imagine then. Tell you, that's how we did it in the first year.
But you mentioned that Grosvenor will never clash for the Irish Open, but
right.
World Series of Poker Europe have decided to clash. What do you make of that decision?
Yeah.
Says it all, really, doesn't it?
They're alone unto themselves. They're a million. Why, if you want to get into it, why did they put the Bahamas on the exact same week as the WPT in Vegas in December?
Mm-hmm.
The exact same dates, the exact same starting times. Why? Because they can. They're probably the biggest operators. It's the World Series. You're playing for bracelets. It's gonna attract people. But
it would attract people whatever week they did it. There's no need to then start kind of targeting other events.
Somebody told me that they're even putting the start times of the tournaments at the same time, just to make sure that you can't overlap.
Yeah.
So, but it's like Vegas to the Bahamas or whatever it is. It's not as if it's like in California, is it?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's the Irish Open. But will probably lose a few players, but not the punters that the Irish Open is. The main event might suffer. The eye roller might suffer a little. I don't exactly know how many days it actually clashes because I've not really checked it, to be fair, because I just heard it and I thought, why? The Irish Open has been 50 years in the making. It's like season 46 next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the crack of you can't have a crack in World Series like that. You get told to shut up while you're talking at the table.
Yeah, that's
right. Jumping out. I bet Chris
have a feeling
get told to speak English at the tables, Al, when he sat down. English only, please. We get that loads of times with Geordies and playing, and scouts. English only, please. But we are English.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they might only do that once because I think it will backfire on them, and I think next year they'll think twice.
Yeah, I don't know what events are clashing, to be fair, but I think it will only be the higher end, the high roller, the super high roller, or something like that, and a few from the main event that might not come over and fly over to Dublin, but that's about it. It won't detract. The mini main, £250, 250 buying for $1 million guarantee.
Yeah,
who's not going to play that?
No.
Who's not going to play that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit stupid. By the looking at it on paper, it's a bit stupid. And who misses out? The punters. That's all it does. That's all they ever do. It's like Malta. Like, you've got the MPF, you've got the Battle of Malta. Let's have it on the same week. What a good idea that is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's ridiculous. There's no winners in that.
There's no winners. Punters want to play as much as they can. Anybody who's there for a holiday wants a longer holiday than they do. The dealers probably want to work more for the wages. The hotels in Malta want twice as many punters for as long as possible. Who wins?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Absolutely nobody. But no, I don't think Irish Open is going to suffer too much, I must admit. And it's a testament to Paul and to all the people that had it before, Liam Flood and all them, you know, the guys that started it, Terry Rogers, all them kind of people that started it and have cemented it in folklore, basically. Mm-hmm. And year 46 next year just shows how good it actually is.
Yeah.
You know, because Dublin ain't cheap.
No, it isn't.
And everybody will acknowledge that Dublin ain't cheap, but it's getting 4,500 runners for their main event, and it's getting 6,000 runners for their mini. You know, so they're doing something right.
It must be, yeah.
So yeah, it won't. Hopefully, it won't impact you. But I don't think it will.
But the WSOP have been in the shirt again this week. The latest documentary, All In, has been using AI to make up people's comments on the documentary. The guy who directed this said that poker content was creatively bankrupt back in April. Yet he's using AI to fabricate stuff. Where does the WSOP go with it? Really?
I have no idea. It's a scary world, this AI malarkey, isn't it? It really is. You know, it's something that's way beyond me. I've not even delved into it, to be honest. I don't. I think I'm still screenshotting. I'm still screenshotting phone numbers to send on to people. I get ridiculed at work. What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you mean? What am I doing? Somebody's asked for your number. What you just done? I said, I've screenshotted it. Right, they're both on the floor laughing their heads off. Well, what else do you do? No, you do this, and off it goes. So, ask me about AI and that they me, don't, honestly.
I don't think really the AI is the problem. It's the fact that they're fabricating what someone has said. I mean, you could have just recorded it yourself and overdubbed it or something. It's still the same principle. And how they thought they'd get away with it is anybody's guess. I mean, Alan Keating's one of the big draws in poker. Did they honestly not think that someone would notice that they'd done it? It seems like madness to me.
Did he work for BBC? I don't know, these things. He might have had a dabble in the BBC. He might not like Donald Trump, but that'd have been it.
But yeah, the whole thing, just the whole documentary has been a debacle from start to finish. They didn't help themselves by bigging themselves up right from the beginning, and like Chris said, calling other creators, creatively bankrupt. Which I'd rather be than morally bankrupt, which is what it seems like they have been on the making of this. They've pulled the documentary now. Chris and I were chatting beforehand. Don't actually think it's going to get to see the light of day now. I'm not sure what they can do to. I mean, who's going to want to watch it now?
Well, exactly. Nobody.
It just seems like they've completely shot themselves in the foot with it. Really, the whole thing's been a disaster from start to finish.
Yeah, it does sound. I'm not delved into it as much as you two, but it does sound a bit like it. If it airs, like you said, if it airs, who's going to believe it?
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
But, let's move on to events in the future. So you mentioned it earlier, the CT Law Memorial Charity Night. It's going to be held in Stockton on the 29th of December. Dom might be coming up for it. Can I just explain to Dom what he should expect?
Wear a helmet. Wear a helmet and waterproof underpants.
And bring a lot of money by the sound of it as well. Few rebuys going on there.
It's the craziest night you'll ever get of the year. And like I said earlier, it's all part of when we originally started the CAF Cup 9 years ago, when Derek passed away, and you weren't allowed to wear black at his funeral, and he wanted a party, and then we ended up at a wake, and his wake, and we were in like a church building, and she wanted music playing, so I hit the decks, got everybody to be doing conga and Amarillo around him, and he just passed away, and that kind of thing. And then when John passed away, it was actually around October time when he actually passed away, and they had a get together that year, and then because they were all getting together with the CAF Cup starting and music being played, and let's move it to Black, because the CAF Cup started in Manchester at Berry New Road, and it was just a charity event for raising money while Derek was still alive. It was given 3 months to live, and he ended up seeing CAF Cup 2, which were 12 months later. Like, and he'd been on these herbal medicines and herbal tablets, and he'd gone all over the world trying to prolong his life, and he did. So he gets to announce CAF Cup 3, and the chuff's still here. You know what I mean? So, but he actually didn't make 3 because he was actually in hospital at the time, and then passed away just after it. And they wanted to celebrate it, so they moved it to Blackpool on the 3rd one, and that's when they wanted a party. So they got me involved with the decks and stuff like that. And then John Law, Dave Maudlin, and John Bousfield up in Stockton wanted to do the same thing, move it to the Christmas weekend, in between Christmas and New Year, when the casino was at its quietest. So you can't really do it on a weekend, because the casino's always busy over Christmas and Saturday, Sundays. So we always have it as close to in between Christmas and New Year, on a day where everybody's going to play, because you're still off work, and we'll do the £10 rebuy. Okay, we'll do a £10 rebuy. So we started playing music at it, and we started having fun, and it became like 5. Is it 7? Is 7 or 8 this one? Something like that.
This is number 11.
Number 11.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I know the first couple were in October, weren't they? Then they moved it to. Yeah. Then they moved it to December, and we started playing the music and started having a good time, and then it got like, I had 30 rebuys last year. 30? Yeah. 30? Are you mad? You had 30 rebuys. So Buddy, Chris Woods, who's obviously a big player up in Newcastle, he does the circuit. He's won numerous trophies in his lifetime playing poker, plays big cash, wins it twice. But one of the times he won it, he had 52 rebuys.
Wow.
So get ready, Dom.
Yeah.
He had 52. So obviously now we've got two of John Bousfield's charities involved. Remembering Rebecca is one of the biggest ones, and then there's other charities as well. But it is all about this £10 rebuy. And don't forget, there's 11 tables in Stockton. Right? There's 11 tables. We're making, obviously, we're 10-handed. It's all dealer dealt, which is fantastic. Same as CAF Cup. They've always made it dealer dealt. So that's off to the like Joker's Wild in at Goliath. The dealers suffer because the music's blurting out. They do a fantastic job. The £10 rebuy is for 2 hours. 2 hours. Last year, we had 802 rebuys.
Christ almighty. Jesus Christ.
802.
How many floor staff do you have? I mean, that's ridiculous.
There's about 4 running around with it.
Wow.
Cheers. Might as well stay here. 802 rebuys in 2 hours.
That is insane.
So that's the game you're coming to.
Yeah, I'll start saving up now.
52 is a record. It might be 55. I don't know if Chris can confirm that. But
I think Mark Fogan might have came close a couple of years ago. I think he was 60.
It might really. I heard it was 52 or 55. It might have been beat, but there was one guy. Obviously, there's 4 or 5 tables that all 10 people are all in first hand without even looking. So then somebody's going to get a nice stack. So somebody's going to get a nice stack. But there was one guy who says to me before, he says, Tower, he says, I am going all in every hand till I win a hand. He had 27 rebuys. He did not win a hand for the first 27.
Wowzers.
It was all incredible. In every hand. He said, I'm going all in every hand until I win a hand. And he won. He rebought 27 times.
Jesus.
So that's the game you're coming to.
Can't wait.
Don't be late. Don't be late. Don't take the car. And
I'm gonna have to take the car because I'm coming from Wales. But I'll be crashing at Chris's, I think, as long as he's got a sofa.
That's all right. That's all right. No, it's a great night. It's a fantastic night. All the locals raised loads of money for charity, and Woody was really nice because he put his entire winnings in it. Because it's a £10 rebuy. On the rebuy, £7 goes in the pot, £3 goes to the rebuys. So that's how that £3 goes to the charity out of the £10 rebuy.
Right.
So that's how the charity made the money. And Woody, when he won it, he put his winnings into the pot as well. So the charity got all the money from that.
Lovely.
And a couple of people have done that in the past. But yeah, Woody's class. But yeah, 52, I think they want to beat them.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I'll have the bankroll for 52. But see what we can do.
It's just the moon, half past monsoon on the banks of the river Nile. Here comes the moon to the other on the grizzly toothless smile. Only just one more to this desolate shore, lost bottle on the river Nile. Doesn't seem to care, no more wind in his hair as he reaches his last half mile. The old nest in his head before he reaches my there, but the town doesn't definitely smile. Just wants to pretend with an oar in his hand, goes off down the river Nile. Goes off down the river Nile.
The great nights, the brilliant nights. Obviously, we do Joker's Wild at Goliath, which was brought on from Ian Bryan back in the day, 2019, 2018, 2019. He'd been up to Stockton and he'd seen it running, and he'd heard about the CAF Cup, so he came to the CAF Cup and he saw it and he went, I want that at Goliath, which is why Joker's Wild was invented. And we have that midweek and we have the party in Goliath, and that yet again. The winner was, I forget his name, Justin from Bug Stars. He was like a European marketing manager or something like that. He came to Goliath this year for the first time because Stars were involved. And he came to Joker's Wild and he played it with 3 or 4 of his staff and he went on to win it. And he took the $4,500 into the pot.
Excellent.
Bless. Yeah, that's
So yeah. So and he came back the morning after because he'd not really been drinking. He was just taking up the atmosphere and watching it. And I don't really know Justin, but Jim come up to me the day after, and he says, Justin from PokerStars won it yesterday. I said, oh, great, and they put all the money in the pot. Thank you very much for charity and all that. So that's fantastic. He says, and can you tell Tower? He says, by far the best night at a poker table in my life.
Oh, fantastic.
So it works. It's a good laugh. We raise money for charity and we have a good laugh.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't wait.
So yeah. The three really good events for charity that we do during the year for different reasons, obviously. John Law, it's great for CT Law as well because all his family still turn up, and his missus still puts £100 into the box every time she turns up. Every time she turns up, God bless her, she comes up, she says hello with son and daughter and everybody, her whole family, and she also always passes me £100. She says, that's for the pot from charity. It's just great. It's just the poker fraternity that we got, because we had a massive affectionate for Teesside because we did the gala tour back in the day when Teesside had a gala. And he's flat to the ground now, isn't it, Chris?
It's now a Ninja Warrior playground.
Great. Some poker players in Teesside think they're Ninja Warriors, I'll tell you.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, we did the gala tour back in the day, and that's where we met all the Teessiders, and that's where we got all the guys who used to travel all the way around doing all the tours. Got some fantastic friends from up there that have just done it for years and been still doing it now, still on tour. Some of them, John Bouncefield, who we mentioned because he's one of the patrons for the charities. He cashed in season 1 of GUKPT in 2007, and he's now cashed 100 times. He's now cashed 100 times, and he's made day 2 of the mini already, and he's still doing it. So he's cashed. I think there's like 1 year that he's missed from cashing every year, but he cashed in the first year, and he's cashed in season 19.
Like I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, and he is the British Chainsaw, and ironic because he's on the timber merchant as well.
Absolutely, yeah. He's unbelievable. And a nice lad and all. It's just rotten that somebody's got all that.
Yeah,
he's got it all. Plays poker, cast 100 times in the GUKPT events. He's a successful businessman, plays poker. He's still pretty good looking and all, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's got it all.
Makes you sick. Makes you absolutely sick, doesn't it?
Yeah. But last year, we raised just short of £5,000 for remembering Rebecca.
Yeah.
And I think it was £2,800 up top for the winner for a £10 rebate, which is just absolutely insane. Plays more like
especially when only 70. Yeah, especially when only 70% of the rebounds goes in the pot.
Yeah.
It shows how mental it was.
Yeah, it's incredible. I can't wait.
Yeah. But not only that, there's spot prizes throughout the night as well, and I was one of the lucky recipients last year because I managed to hit a royal flush and took one of your cases of beers off the tower.
It took about 5 minutes. Anybody who wins a hand with a royal flush gets this, and then about 20 minutes later it happened again.
On the same table by the same dealer.
On the same table with the same dealer.
Yeah.
Madness.
And then the same dealer then dealt a royal flush on the Omaha cash game about an hour later.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No, that's. I know we've got an ending to our events, which is the Behemoth, the one in Coventry, the £300 buying for £250,000 guarantee. But I still class my last working day as CT Law and the charity event up in Stockton. It's in my day. It's always in my diary as a working day. So even though I don't get paid for it, it's still. And when I get there, I get looked after. Now I've started staying.
I think so.
Yeah. We get looked after. We don't seem to put our hands in our pocket for us food and beverage. And it's great, and I still put it into my diary as a working day, so it's great. It really is. It's just a cracking event. You might enjoy the evening, Dom.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll remember much of it, but I'll enjoy
it. Your wallet will remember it. It'll start that far, and then it'll go like that. Superb event. It is really good.
But I just wanted to touch on the Goliath before we go. It was an incredible story this year. The winner who only had £600 in his bank account and he was wearing a Mankini t-shirt. like,
Unbelievable.
It was an unbelievable story. What would you like to commentate on that?
It wasn't, and speaking to her, because I obviously you don't know him because he played his pub game for the fiver. He played pub games for a fiver, and he openly admitted I wasn't going to play Goliath because I've only got 600 quid in my account. He said I've got no money, I shouldn't really be playing this. He says, but knackers to it, I'm coming down. Came down, and obviously just like he was the first person to ask if anybody wanted to deal. And they said no. And like, well, fair enough. He says, I wanted like 30, 40 grand locking up. He says, once I've got there, because you're playing, for a £200 event, you're playing for life-changing money.
Yeah.
It's 13,000 runners, less 10 people or whatever it was this year. It's complete life-changing money, 320,000 or whatever it was up top. And it's just absolutely insane. But for him to win it and be so humble and chat about it, and then you see his little videos on social media where he's walking into his local Boozerwick trophy and they're all cheering him on, and he's got a trophy on the table, it's his £5 rebuy and stuff like that. And he's not done anything daft with it. He's like probably bought his house, paid his mortgage off. And he's not done stupid things. He's not doing the circuit, which just shows you that he's not really bothered about poker that much, so he's not going to play every event that turns up. He played the 888 in Liverpool because he lives in Liverpool. You know what I mean? He came to Blackpool, he played the Mini because it's only an hour away. He's not travelling to London because he don't class himself as a good enough poker player to compete with all these players that play week in, week out. It's just the best story ever.
Yeah.
It really is. And like a few years ago, Lee Reynolds won it from Walsall. Wasn't buying in, and he came to rail his mates, and they bought him in on the dinner break. The last dinner break, they bought him in, and he goes on to win it.
Amazing. That's incredible.
They bought him in because he'd been supporting them all week, and he got no money. And he says, "Go on, then we're all chucked in some money to get you in," and he goes on to win it. Like these stories, they're just stories that make you feel good about the game, and yeah. There's always a bad side to every walk of life, no matter what it is, and you'll hear bad stories about poker, but there's not many.
No, and we focus on them. We spend too much time focusing on the bad stuff, and there's so many.
Because it doesn't happen too often. If it was bad all the time, then it just become the norm. But when something bad happens, you talk about it because it hardly ever happens. You know, it's just one of all the players that play it. Yeah, everybody's got a background, but when they're at the poker tables, everybody's equal.
Yes,
and it's just the best game in the world. You've got Albert Sapiano playing this week in London. He's 86. 86. You've got
as well.
I weren't going to say that, but sorry, them size 12s you've got, Dom. It's all right. Don't worry about it. You know. But he's sat at the same table as somebody who's just walked into the casino for the first time and signed in for the first time in his life.
Yeah.
He's 18, and that's the game. You know, you could talk about the bad in everything that anybody ever does, but when you start playing poker and the difference has got somebody's 86, somebody 18, start playing the same game, having a laugh and a joke, having a cup of tea together. It's just fantastic. Yeah. It's just the best thing, just the best feeling ever. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And there's not many people that.
Sorry, I was going to say there's so much to celebrate about the game, and it does do my head in a bit the way that the media, and I know why they do it. It creates clicks, and that seems to be where the industry is at the moment. Everyone's after the clicks, but it's a shame when there are so many great stories out there that we seem to focus on the bad ones.
Yeah, and one of the best things for that kind of thing is the Goliath. It's bringing 13,000 people all together.
Yeah.
Where where you're playing in your pub to qualify. It's £200 in. If you play the game, you probably can afford to play a £200 event. And if you do, there's people save up and spend 10 days in Coventry. It's their Las Vegas of the year.
Yeah.
They don't go to Vegas, they go to Coventry. What other sport does that? Well, I'm not bothered going Old Trafford. I'll stick to Blundell Park in Oldham. You know, you know what I mean? It's like it's the best thing ever is to see the people at your life, every walk of life, and your people you might not have seen. We had celebrities. We're not to be fair, we've not had too many celebrities play it, but there's been a few. Like James Madison's played it. He played Arthur Mullard. What's his name? Greengrass in bloody whatever it were.
Bill Maynard.
Bill Maynard. He played it before he passed away.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Bill Maynard played it for about 5 years. We've had quite a few. Obviously, David A played it because of the documentary that they had together. But he played it. Audley Harrison played it.
Mm-hmm.
He weren't in the documentary. You know what I mean? Audley Harrison. There's been a few. There's not been too many, but there's been a few. Which has been nice. And then they're telling the stories, and it's that kind of game where they'll open up and have a chat and have a laugh. We've had all the Smith brothers, all the boxers from Liverpool. They all played. There's a lot like Terry Etcham, UFC fighter. He's played it. And, and it's great because they all sit down with somebody, Joe Bloggs, who's just on a 40-hour shift driving up and down M6 in his 42-ton truck, and then he has somebody sat outside of a multi-millionaire footballer. It's great. Goliath's fantastic. It really is. And it's just one of them events that has got bigger and bigger and bigger, and numbers just keep going up and up and up. And you think, where next?
Yeah, I mean, have you ever been to the Goliath Dump? Because it is like
I haven't. No, it's one that's been on my list for years, but I've never quite managed to get there. Sorry.
That's all right.
I'll put that right next year. I'll put it right next year.
But I was like triple leader one of the days of the Goliath a few years ago, and then I punted it off by trying to bluff someone off quad aces, which didn't quite work out. But
can't believe it.
Yeah,
can't believe it. Don't know why they didn't fold.
Yeah, but it's a super event, isn't it? It's like 11 days, and now they start it with $1 million guarantee on a GUKPT, and it gets everybody there, and then the buzz has already started. That's just superb. Really is one of the best events. And to me, obviously walking around with a microphone, bringing them all in, sounding, singing in the morning. That's not bad. Yeah, like I remember, I played the Win a Button side event, and I was under the gun at pocket queens, and I just did a min raise. Mr. Swift was sat next to me and just shoved all in. Then there was another all in, then another all in, then another all in. And it come back to me, and like, what the fuck do I do here? And like, this is like level 2 of a tournament, so like, everyone still had pretty much started stacked. And like, oh, fuck it, I can rebuy. So I just put it in. Like, Katie's other half had 9-3 off. Ace king. I flop a queen, and I ended up cashing out awesome. So, like,
you've always been lucky, you.
But Goliath's always great. But speaking of celebrating players, we're celebrating players in our own unique way. Just before we go, Tower. So we're doing the World Cup of names. We have scoured the Hendon mob to find the funniest names in the poker world, and we just want to. And we'll be launching it to votes to the socials in the next week or so. And Dom's just going to run through the first 4 fixtures with you and to see what your favourite is.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll be getting this underway this week. We'll be putting it on the socials, hopefully from tomorrow, if not Wednesday. And so we'll be running the first 4 ties. Get a load of these names, Tower. The first one is Saber Seamanoff versus Ginger Kitchen Master. Yeah. These are all on the Hendon mob. The second match is Heinz Punchart versus Miguel Lobon. Match 3 is Martin Jack Shits versus Thunder Wang.
No.
And the fourth match this week will be Zygmantus Jokus versus Lars Hull. And we'll be putting those out to the vote, and obviously the winners will go through to the next round. We'll be running that through December, when obviously we're going to take a bit of time off and run up to Christmas. So we'll be running that on the socials right through to the new year, and we'll play the semi-finals and the final in the new year.
But yeah, they are all genuine names. I mean, I've even played with Lars Hull. I mean, I've played with a player called Lars Hull.
Oh my dear. Oh dear.
So
yeah, so look out for them anyway on the socials.
We'll look out. We're going to play in Scotland. We're going to play in Scotland that's got 31 letters in his name, in his two names.
Wow.
And Jay's wrote it out for me. And he's like, can't wait for him to win it. Cannot wait for him to win it. Can't wait. Just really, really, really hope he wins it. So anyway, he gets to the FT. He gets to the FT. He comes up to me and when we're off camera, he says, Tower. He says, do us a favour. I says, what's that? He says, my name's GK. I says, that'll do for me.
Nice.
So I goes back in. And he's got this name. And it's literally it'd be like 900 points in Scrabble. He's got his name scrolled all across like that. I says, so GK is going to win this. He went, who's that? I went, that's GK. How do you know that? He said, he's told me. He says, he's heard me struggling with his name. Just call me GK. Everybody else does. I said, that'll do for me.
Let me guess. Is he either Greek or Sri Lankan?
Yeah, Sri Lankan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have some wonderful names. So.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. Yeah. And, hey, talking of Sri Lanka, here's one for you just before we go. A Sri Lankan is the only person in the GUKPT to win back-to-back legs.
Oh.
But it doesn't actually count because he won leg 9 of 1 year. He came 20th in the grand final, and then he won leg 1 of the following year.
Right.
So it doesn't actually count. But he won back-to-back. I think it's 2009, 2010.
And can you pronounce his name?
Priam Demel.
Ah.
Priam Demel, he's not played for years. I've not seen Priam for 8, 9, 10 years. And he won Blackpool 2009, last 2 tables or last 3 tables in the grand final, and then won Bolton leg 1 the year after. And that was the closest we got to back-to-back winners. So we still count it. And I only remember that. I only remember that because he's Sri Lankan. There you go. And he's a very nice lad, he's up for him. So yeah, bit of nostalgia there for you.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Tower, I can't wait to hopefully see you on the 29th. And if not, we'll catch up at the Irish Open.
Now we've talked about it, you better make an effort. It's a £10 rebuy, and well, Dom, you'll not forget it.
My missus is down to work that night, and so I've asked her if she can go and get a shift change. So I've got my fingers crossed. If she can do that, I'll be there.
It's a great night. Chris knows because he's played, and he knows the chaos that goes along with it. But it is so much fun.
He's been trying to get me there for about 3 years since I first met him. Yeah. So it looks like it might finally come off this year.
Yeah. If he said there's 20 quid in it for blogging, would you do it?
Oh yeah. If he said there was a couple of Guinnesses in it, I'd do it.
Imagine blogging a £10 rebuy.
Yeah. I've only just done that a couple of years, but I did make the final table on a couple of occasions as well. So.
Player 1 is all in. So is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But if you don't make it, is Irish Open the next on the agenda?
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm hoping to get out for the Dublin Festival in February as well.
Yeah.
Because I've heard good things about that, and that's another one that's on my bucket list because I haven't done that one yet.
If we don't live stream it, because we've been Brian Lannon's asked us if he can get sponsors to agree to a live stream. We're going to be live streaming the second weekend of that.
Oh, fantastic.
If not, I shall be playing the seniors because it's the week after my birthday, I believe.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, hoping to get out to that one as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. The Dublin Fest. It's the Deep Stack Festival. It is really good. Worked 2 years ago with D4 because D4 took over from AWOP doing the first ever live stream of the GUKPT.
Well, Phil, we could talk to you all night, and
he could talk to us anyway.
But
it's the quietest podcast for YouTube ever.
I know. I haven't said less in any of the ones we've done. It's fantastic. And nice easy shift for me.
Yeah, and you've got 5 days of streaming coming up, so you need to get save that voice.
We have indeed. If I can just, I don't know if this is going out before Wednesday, but we're back on air Wednesday with the minute of the grand final, and that should be the final table, but it's usually the last 2 tables, something like that. Thursday's the high roller, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be the grand final itself, £2,000 buy. But I'd like to mention the Behemoth. I think it's the best value outside of Goliath. A £300 comp for £250,000 guarantee.
Wow.
In Coventry.
That's great. Yeah.
It's a cracker, and they did it really well last year. And I know Coventry themselves had a load of. I think the night before they got something like 30 seats guaranteed or something like that. So, and it's only £50 for the satellite. So there's a lot of value. But the Behemoth is, and if you are coming to that one, 12th of December, which is a Friday, it's Christmas Jumper Day.
All right.
And it's National Christmas Jumper Day as well. So if you are coming to the Behemoth, Christmas Jumper Day is on Friday, and if you join in, there might be a pint at the bar. You never know.
Yeah. And that's Coventry.
There might not be. There might not be, but
only one
at some point.
Only one way to find out.
Because I'll be at the bar at some point. But yeah. But yeah, the Behemoth is the second. For £300, £250,000 guarantee, it's fantastic.
So what you're saying is there will be a pint at the bar, but it might not necessarily be yours.
And I'm not going to buy everybody one that turns up in a Christmas jumper. Because all of a sudden there'll be 600 people turn up in Christmas jumpers. I don't be absolute conkers on beer, but no, well, it's we're doing a Christmas jumper day on Friday the 12th, just to get people in the spirit. And one of the bigger, Paul Vas Nunes, he's won 2 GUKPTs in the past. He made the last day of a GUKPT this year, and he turned up in March in his Christmas jumper.
Man after my own heart.
Because he thought it'd bring him luck. But unfortunately, he must start something like 8th or 7th or something like that. But I thought that was a nice touch. Because Pivas always gets involved with the Christmas jumper day. But yeah, that's so. Yeah, we've got 2 more events, 2 more live streaming weeks for the year, and the 19th season will be over.
Yeah, well, good luck. Hope it goes well, mate, and hopefully
thank you very much
December.
Yep. So
absolutely. If we don't see you in December, we'll see you at the Irish Open, yeah?
You will. Yeah, definitely.
So until next time, it's good night from us.